What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So we have apparently some leaks surrounding Gotham Knights. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to show them in this video. Some people are quite averse to leaks. On the other hand, I usually go around looking for any tidbits of any entertainment media that I'm engaged in even before I get there. I'm one of those people that reads about an episode that I haven't watched in a season or a series that I'm actually watching, and it doesn't bother me at all. But for most of us, that might be a little out there for some of you. So we're just going to talk about some pertaining information around it. Not necessarily to talk about the leaks, but there's just been so much that's been released around Gotham Knights. For those of you who may be wondering, I guarantee you, if you see some of these leaks, you're probably not going to get affected in any way, because this game we probably already know for the most part, or at least we can kind of, deduct a lot of what this game is going to be about, a lot of what's going to happen, and possibly how the story is going to progress. But these are actually quite interesting as to, first of all, how in the world this happened, and number two, what exactly is the state of this game right now that it will warrant this kind of, scrutiny in order for anyone to be able to get their hands on any kind of material. So the very first thing is Gotham Knights finds itself in a really unique position because right now, it is pretty much the only AAA superhero game that's going to be coming out this year. It used to be that this was going to be a thing where Marvel's Midnight Suns was going to share the release window with Gotham Knights, but that game just recently got delayed in a sense. They moved the game back, and they said basically they were going to let us know when they decided to actually release some of the versions and here and there. And another thing that also happened was another really huge video game that was also promised to be available in holiday of 2022 was also delayed as well, and possibly because of reasons surrounding the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions. And this was Hogwarts Legacy. A lot of people probably saw this coming, some probably didn't, and regardless of where you stand, I guess it's something that you have to respect in a sense that the developers are kind of making their own ideas known to everyone and wanting to deliver the very best experience. No developer can afford a Cyberpunk 2022 fiasco, because for most who may or may not know, that game really did do a number on CD Projekt Red. It affected their business heavily. It even got to the point where shareholders were not happy, and it made its way into a settlement. So right now, I don't think there's anyone that really wants that kind of a smoke to actually happen. In fact, I think Gotham Knights and the developers and whoever is calling the shots made the smart decision to have this game only play on the current gen consoles. Just that alone is going to save a lot of that heartache that things like Cyberpunk, went through, because the PS5s and the Xbox Series consoles are light years ahead of what we had in the PlayStation 4 generation. Now, seeing these leaks also remind me of this blessing and curse aspect of Gotham Knights, in the sense that, not that the game is cursed, but in the sense that there has been a blessing in terms of having to wait for the game to get the very best possible version of it. I'm not saying that the game is going to be outstanding or whatever. In my mind, it will be. I'm not saying that's the case for everyone, but at least we're not, going to be in a situation where we're kind of struggling to play the game. And you kind of think about that aspect too, where the curse is also the side where we've had enough time to scrutinize the game heavily. And I think this is probably where the interest is building in order for, all kinds of different attention, even to the point now that we've gotten some leaked material. And it's very interesting to see that, they are really, really dedicated to their storyline based on a lot of what it is that they've said. And one thing that's really interesting about the leaked material too, for those of you who are probably wondering, is it's actually pages of some kind of a guide, some kind of material in a book. And it seems to have a lot of, written material from the development team, as well as, a lot of exposure to a lot of what it is that they did, concept art, and all of the above. And so this is definitely something that seems to have a lot of legitimacy to it. And it's quite exciting for, those of us who are looking into it to see. I'm very excited about this game at this point of my coverage of it. it took a while. It didn't become something that I just jumped into, not necessarily knowing exactly what it is. I took time, I took the effort, and, I engaged with the community, and you guys engaged with me on this channel. And many of us got to the conclusion that, this game is going to be something for us. And many of us also got to the conclusion that the game is not going to be for us, because all those interactions pretty much helped us to know where it is that we actually stand right now. And so I'm certain that for the most part, a huge number of gamers that have actually taken a look at this game are probably going to be excited with what it is that they're seeing and eventually engage with the game however it is that they please. Some have already determined that they're probably going to wait a little bit to play the game, maybe after more reviews. Some have actually posited that they're probably going to wait for a sale. I don't think that's too likely right now, because most people were probably trying to wait for a sale with Hogwarts Legacy on the horizon and maybe even Midnight Suns. But now that those games have actually been pushed, in a calendar, year of 2022, basically months away from here, it's now more likely for some folk to actually engage in this game differently. So don't be surprised at the leaks. Don't be, I would say, amazed in a sense or disappointed that these leaks are happening. I think it comes with the territory, especially now that the spotlight is on this game more than it was a few weeks or a few months ago. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and just highlight this point, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And yes, some of you in the audience, you've been telling me about the leaks everywhere, and I did go take a peek, and I think it's actually some really cool stuff. I'd love to hear your thoughts overall about Gotham Knights. Do you think it's because of the interest of the game, or do you think right now the postponement of these other games has really increased the amount of attention that the game is going to be receiving very soon? I'll talk to you guys in another video. Thank you very much for your time and audience. Hopefully we'll speak soon. Peace out.